Hello, Hunter from HJ Roofing. This is Joel from JND SEO, and I'm going to show you 3 ways that you can beat your competition online. And I don't want to waste your time, Hunter. I don't want to waste mine, so I'm going to make this as quick as possible. If at the end of the video you want to hear more information, let's just set up a 10-minute phone call. If not, no problem. Take the free info that I'm going to give you for your website, and you can go ahead and actually apply it, and it will help you out. All right, so the first thing I want to talk about is content. So I'm on your homepage, and I just want to see about how many words of content you have on there. And you guys probably have, I'm going to say you probably have 100 to 200 words of content. And what I'm really looking for is about 1,500. That's what Google really recommends. And the reason that they want so much, honestly, is that, first off, the more you have, the higher they're going to rank you. But you really can never have too much, right? But the second reason is that the more content you have, the more keywords and keyword phrases you can put into that content. And so for an example, I've put in roofing, Greenville, North Carolina. This is a really good keyword for bringing in a large amount of volume in the area, but also this is what new customers would search if they're looking for a roofer in the area. So it works for a couple different ways. First thing a new customer would see would be these ads. And it looks like you guys are actually paying for a few of these. Essentially, you're paying to be seen first by new customers. After that, you're going to go ahead and find this map section. This is the second thing a new customer would see. And what this really is, it's just the top 3 companies based on citations. They show up in this preview screen here. You could view all and see the rest. But what all this really is when you get your business name, address, and phone number all listed together into a directory site. And these are sites like Yelp, Yellow Pages, Home Advisor, just to name a few. After that, we're going to get into the organic section. And there's going to be about 10 results that show up per page. And that's pretty much true for any Google search. These don't show up random. They show up based on Google's algorithm. 2 parts of that we've talked about now, and that's content and keywords. And we can actually rank these according to our key phrase, which they came up in reference to, right? So roofing, Greenville, North Carolina. Number 1 goes to Better Business Bureau. 2 goes to Baker Roofing, 3 goes to Home Advisor. Both Better Business Bureau and Home Advisor are both directories. What I want to do next, I took your website, hjroofing.co, and plugged it into a program I use called Ahrefs. This just allows me to kind of see how your site's doing. And first thing I noticed, you guys have got your header up here. That's a really good thing. This actually allows Google to find you a little bit easier by having that in there. So you've got your business name. You could also put a few keywords in there as well. And then let's just dive into the numbers. So you guys right now have 2 referring domains and you have 6 backlinks. All that means is that there's 2 websites or domains that you guys have links on. And on those 2 websites, we'll call them, you have 6 links. So there's about 3 per website. So when somebody clicks on one of these links, they'll be automatically redirected back to your site, hjroofing.co. And these also work kind of as like a reference, like in a resume, where the more you have, the more websites that kind of vouch for you by supporting you, it makes your site stronger and Google will rank you higher for that. Now, the next thing is the keywords. So you guys have 4 right now. These are what really bring the visitors to your site. It's just like what I put in as an example, roofing, Greenville, North Carolina. And the 4 you guys have, unfortunately, are bringing 0 visitors to your site per month right now. But what we can actually do is click the keywords and kind of see why that is. First thing we see is your business name, HJ Roofing, and actually all 4 of your keywords have to do with your name. Now, that's not a bad thing. What it really means is people know who you are if they're going to search you. So HJ Roofing, 20 people search that. H&J Construction, 80 more. And H&J Contracting, 100. So H&J Contracting actually has the most volume. But let's look at the first one because that one's going to be ranked the highest. We find that your position is number 13. Now, what that means is we know there's 10 results that show up per page. And so 13 is actually going to put us on page 2, towards the top, kind of between the top and the middle there of page 2. Problem is what we've actually found is 80 to 85% of people who do a search on Google will not go to page 2. So it looks like if you were to get a visitor, it would definitely be on the first one because they're closest to the first page. But unfortunately, right now, we're just not getting them. You also want to, these people that search you by name, though, they know who you are. It's going to be a lot of referrals and people who saw your signs. You also want to bring in new customers, though, right? So let's jump over to Baker Roofing. They're one of the top results in the area. And you can see they have some pretty huge numbers. They got about over 1,400 referring domains, sending back about 14,000 links to their page. So that's why their power is so high in their site, because of all the links they have referring back to them. 5,000 keywords, almost 10,000 visitors. If we click their keywords, we are going to find a couple national terms, which is going to give them a bump in the visitors, such as roofing company, right? Anyone in the US could search that. So not the best one. You want to have ones that are in an area you service that people call, you know, you can help them. So this one has huge volume, as you can see, and they're ranked very high. But the problem is, if it's in Montana, I don't think they're going to be able to help them. But it really depends how many branches they have. Now, ones I would recommend staying on would be ones like this: Roofing, Durham, North Carolina, with a service and a location. And this is what I'd recommend for you to have a few of these, because these ones are bringing the new customers. 300 people do search it every month. They're in number 2 spot, so they're going to get the second highest percentage of that 300 behind number 1. And of course, they're in the top 5, which is really good for bringing in more visitors. One more here: Roofers in Raleigh, North Carolina. Another 100, and they are also number 1 for that one. They're going to get the largest percentage of that 100, probably about 30% or so. All right, so I know you guys are paying for ads. You might be getting some leads currently. What I'd recommend, though, is getting the site up, right? Because as we can see, your site's just not showing to have too much power right now, and you don't have a ton of data in the local area as far as trust either, because your site just doesn't have enough references. Ideally, what you want to do is catch the competition, and you want to beat them in all of these, right? You want to have more referring domains, more backlinks, more keywords, and definitely the most important thing, more visitors. The visitors are what bring you the calls. If we added 3 to 5 keywords to your site, you know, and updated the content, we would expect to bring about 100 visitors to your site just from that. Those 100 visitors would probably result in about 50 calls a month for you. But let's go on the low end, right? Let's say it's 20 calls a month, or even if it's 30 calls a month. But let's just say 20. Let's say those 20 calls, you get 10 estimates. Those 10 estimates, depending what your closing percentages are, and only you would know that, right? So maybe the 40%, you bring in 4 deals per month off of just your, you know, your website. Or maybe if it's 20%, that's okay too. That's still 2 more deals right now that you're not currently getting, that you'd be getting. So just something to kind of think about to bolster your numbers a little bit. I will ask you guys for some feedback. I'll give you a call in a day or so, and you can let me know what you thought of the video. But thank you for your time. Really appreciate it, and have a great day.